Dublin, if you go to the Chester Beatty manuscripts there, you will see the earliest manuscripts there from the 3rd century. There is a reference to Jesus. Went up to the 12. Now, if you look at the reference today in the modern Bibles, you will see disciples has been added to that. And many of the manuscripts coming after put, he has gone to the 12, went up to the upper room with the 12 disciples. That's a variant, and that's now been found about 100,000 times in 100,000 different manuscripts. It doesn't change the meaning, however. Someone later on put disciples there, knowing that after the 1st century, many people will not know who the 12 were. And so someone added disciples on. That's quite normal. It doesn't change the meaning. It just enunciates exactly who these 12 are. So we know where these manuscript variants are. We put them out there. We publish them. Why is it that they haven't done that with the Quran? Well, as you can see from this thesis right here, this is beginning to happen. And I thank God for people like Dan Brubaker. I thank God for people like Dr. Keith Small. I thank God for people like Dr. Andrew Bannister, Dr. Gordon Nichols, who are actually now, for the first time, taking what has been done to the Bible, which we are very open about, and asking the same questions of the Quran. Come next year, and let's see what we're now going to find.
To compensate for lost time, Shabir, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Oh, thank you for the bonus. I'll find out about that later. The problem with the Bible is actually greater than the problem of just simple manuscripts. For example, you have in Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8, the clear statement from Jeremiah, how can you say that we are wise and we have the Torah of the Lord, whereas the lying pens of the scribes have falsified it? Here we have a statement in the Bible saying that the Bible has been falsified. When it comes to the New Testament, we have the major problem that the message of Jesus has been changed, as we see from the Gospels on the one hand to Paul on the other hand. The Gospel of Matthew says that Jesus came to fulfill the law. Paul says that Jesus abolished the law. So we have two different concepts of who Jesus was. Among the Gospels, you see a development where in Mark, for example, the earliest of the 4 Gospels, Jesus appears to be more like a man, whereas in John, he appears to be more like a God. How did he go from more like a man to more like a God? And Matthew and Luke in between. We see that the stories of Jesus are being told and retold, and they are being shaped and refashioned. There's not a problem with the manuscripts where a little letter has been changed here and a little one there. This is the major problem of the message of Jesus being changed, whereas he spoke of himself as being a man, he was taken and made into a God, and we can see that development, that evolution, as we go from the earliest to the latest gospel, as we go from the original disciples of Jesus to people who are not his original disciples, such as Paul. And then that development led eventually to the doctrine of the Trinity, which was declared official in the year 325.
Time.